Well, hello everybody, my dear friends. We all know the Disney company, yeah? And for some it has brought many warm and positive memories, both in childhood and adulthood, while for others, Disney disappoints with its sometimes inadequate decisions and actions regarding certain animated projects. Some things got cancelled despite their popularity and fans' desire, while others are filled with unnecessary decisions that can harm the viewer's comfort or blatantly disrupt the lore of the original work. And we're all well aware of the endless source of money through the exploitation of their own legacy by re-releasing all their movies in cinemas, but now with the CGI graphics. And sometimes I even wonder, why do I even go to see these movies if I've already seen something similar before? After all, there are no masterpieces like Bambi or the original Little Mermaid, or even the legendary Lion King. Only the Lion King had such a profound impact on the young audience that it inspired them to start drawing for the first time. Yeah! And that is truly valuable when something motivates you to be creative and ignites the spark of creation within you. Not like what we have now, where every movie seems like an attempt to make money off of me. Or anybody else. However, today we'll not discuss the entire company or their constant exploitation of themselves, like the upcoming Snow White movie. We will talk about that another time. Today I will tell you not about the end of Disney as a company, no. Today I will touch upon the topic of the end of the era of Disney's television projects, as they used to be full of long-lasting storylines, sometimes creating a world or lore that is truly amazed fans, who still delve into the lore of those works for this day. So here we are, you and I. My name is D and you're watching DeeAnimations channel. Sit back and relax, we have a ton of animated works and discussions on this channel, so stick around. And now we're about to delve into this complex topic, and I assure you, if we were to cover every aspect of this question here, the video would definitely stretch out several times longer. And I think we should start with the animated series that has truly become legendary, influencing the entire industry of television cartoons and capturing the hearts and minds of millions of people around the world. Gravity Falls! Well, there's no sugarcoating or hiding the fact that many of us are still eagerly waiting for that next summer to reunite with our beloved characters, Dipper and Mabel, Wendy and Suze, Stanley, Stanford, and many other wonderful characters. And Bill Cipher has truly established himself as one of the greatest animated antagonists to ever exist, speaking ongoing debates about whether he is stronger or weaker than other new powerful characters. Some even organize animated battles on this topic, and the fans, oh, the fans, they just cannot be satisfied with just a bread, as they're already searching for Bill in the background of Rick and Morty, claiming that these cartoons exist in the same universe, even though they belong to different companies. Yeah, that's weird, I guess. Or they construct incredibly intricate theories about how all future Disney cartoons, which I will discuss in my videos, are connected to Gravity Falls. And Bill Cipher himself, after his epic defeat as an antagonist, was reborn as one of the main characters in the animated series Owl House, namely as King. And all thanks to the voice acting of none other than Alex Hirsch. And we're so grateful to him for creating this truly unique corner of animation, where he incorporated a significant part of his childhood, conspiracy theories, and intertwined it with ciphers and messages that become interactive beyond the confines of the cartoon itself. That is amazing! Do you remember how crowds of fans searched for the hidden real-life statue of Bill Cipher? Truly remarkable. That is just, oh my god! In short, Alex Hirsch has truly created a masterpiece that will be cherished for the years to come. Interestingly, after the conclusion of Gravity Falls, which ended after its second season, Disney would like to continue the feast, which is understandable because, come on, it's Disney. But how can they do it when Alex Hirsch was so clever that continuing the show is simply not possible? And I assure you, they would love to continue something so hyped. The final episodes of the second season, I remember vividly, did not air after a week, or even two, but after a month, and there was almost a 2-month gap between the 11th and 12th episodes. So that's how much Disney didn't want to end this project, as each episode became a wild hype and was accompanied by fans' praises. Even the real diaries from the series were coming out into this world with their own activities associated with them. But even that was not enough for fans, and sometimes Disney monetized Gravity Falls very poorly in terms of games. I can hardly remember a modern games based on Disney cartoons that they have made recently. But the fan base is colossal, it's just enormous, gigantic. People even had to make their own fan games. It's just crazy that in order to play a game, you had to make it yourself. God damn it. So, I think you perfectly understand how much of a masterpiece Gravity Falls is, but now that the second season is over, how can Disney's television department continue to keep the audience interested? This is where what I have been calling an era of Gravity Falls-like animated series for almost 10 years. Yeah, don't laugh, I know, like a shining star, Gravity Falls showed Disney what kind of animated series viewers want. And all we need are interesting and memorable characters, and intriguing lore, and most importantly, an exciting and captivating storyline that sometimes amazed with its ideas and plot twists. It is based on Gravity Falls that the next 3 animated series will emerge. And Disney's first attempt to create its own Gravity Falls-like show was Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Oh, I think it's easy to notice the similarity to Gravity Falls without unnecessary words. 2 main characters, a girl named Star and a boy named Marco, and all sorts of creatures on the screen. And just like Mabel, the main heroine, Star constantly screams, runs around, and even summons tentacles. Oh, and by the way, the hyperactive girl character has become way too popular in animation in the last 8 years. However, although Star initially started as a light-hearted cartoon about heroes getting involved in various magical adventures, they even have scissors for traveling into other worlds, like Rick and Morty's portal gun. Besides that, there's a constantly growing and interesting storyline in the series, and the lore is gradually revealed, just like in Gravity Falls. And by the finale, we have a pretty interesting story that I would not mind rewatching. An interesting approach to different ones of local magical dimensions, like in any fantasy legends about past rulers, and incredibly interesting arc of monsters versus humans, where everything is not so simple and straightforward. In this story, it is the humans who have acted monstrously towards the monsters, and of course, some of them want revenge on humans. And in the end, it seems like the positive characters came out as very flawed individuals, whose actions cannot be easily forgiven, and no one will forget about them. As a natural result, the project gained great popularity and a crowd of fans. However, the series is not without its flaws. This is expressed in a rather strange ending, which seems to be a happy ending, but the main heroine actually kills all the magical creatures, both villains and heroes. And moreover, in some episodes we were shown that these creatures have families, feelings and emotions, but the heroine, now for the sake of her love for Marco, who became one of the most interesting plot lines for fans, actually exterminated them all. Seriously, she did it for some stupid reason. And yeah, I understand all this lovey-dovey stuff, but not in front of my salad, come on guys! In short, yeah, the ending is a bit strange, and even this video is not enough to express all the positive and negative aspects of the work. However, the fact remains that Disney has proven that it can create something almost as interesting as Gravity Falls, even without Alex Hirsch. What also unites all the plot-driven Disney animated series inspired by Gravity Falls is that at the end of each series, a certain book from the actual work is always sold. In Gravity Falls, it's Deeper's Journal, in Star, it's a magical spellbook, and the same goes for the other works. It's also important to note that Disney always used the same scheme to test its cartoons, which is easily noticeable in its projects. The scheme consisted of the fact that the first season of all plot-driven project was actually a test. It has a lot of restrictions, and almost 100% of it always had the most cliched episodes with the stupid pool parties or body swaps according to the most worn-out manual of any American animated series for the children and teenagers. But if the project showed the desired hype from the audience already by the second season, Disney gave the authors more freedom, and they could already present darker and more serious plots, sometimes killing off characters, showing blood and much more. And all of the above is applicable to all the projects that I mentioned in this video. After Star, we were immediately greeted with 2 similar works that were released almost parallel to each other, namely Amphibia and The Owl House. Interestingly, both projects resemble isekai anime, where the main characters are transported to the different dimension with all sorts of magic and solve problem in that world. Funny enough, with this point of view, Star vs. the Forces of Evil is actually opposite of isekai, as the heroine from the magical world ends up in our ordinary world. But let's get back to the cartoons. They were released almost simultaneously and feel similar in terms of approach. Both showcased their interesting and unique worlds, a huge number of fascinating and charismatic characters, and the villains were just amazing, like Bellas from the Owl House and Andreas from Amphibia. One decided to wipe out the entire race of witches, drawing inspiration from inquisitors and witch hunters of Salem era. In Amphibia, magic intertwined with technology, resulting in the emergence of main villain, a creation of pure techno-magic, resembling a massive intelligent core. It reminds me of a similar character from Samurai Jack.
What is this war?
Long ago, a mechanical beast went mad and waged war against all in its path. It feeds off the land itself, growing larger, powerful. All the neighboring kingdoms have fallen. We are the last. The beast desperately wants our lands. For our home is beautiful, peaceful, rich in resources. The beast and its robots would have destroyed us ages ago, but our land is protected by the tallest of mountains. And a narrow ravine is the only entrance. It was there with only 300 men that we stopped the beast's armies. The position was easy to defend, and their superior numbers were made worthless.
The Owl House went through some dramatic events, which brought unprecedented ratings to the show. However, Disney still cut the project short and deprived fans from a third season. And why does Disney always shut down what viewers love? Well, that's because Owl House ultimately became a much more mature work and attracted a larger adult audience than children. Disney didn't like that and decided to cut it off. It is a glaring and unforgivable case, but thankfully they allowed the project to conclude somehow, with 3 special episodes. Amphibia, on the other hand, had much better luck. The series was able to grow and become more serious with each season. Although it may have seemed widely naive, boring, and frankly childish at first, it gradually turned into a real Game of Thrones, with betrayals, battles between intelligent frogs and toads and all that stuff. And in the end, even the heroine gains divine abilities. Amphibia ended incredibly heartfelt. It brings tears to the eyes of those who follow the journey from the beginning to the end. These were the recent narrative works by Disney. The last one to the end was The Owl House, and after that, Disney no longer shows zeal for narrative-driven animated series. Of course, it's fair to mention Ladybug, which I consider among the group of other narrative cartoons, although not based on GF. In recent years, the ghost of Molly McGee appeared with the incredibly catchy theme song. Sometimes you can watch the show just with the song, and in general, it's just a lighthearted but heartfelt adventure of the main characters. I personally really like that season finale. And the local deaths, quote-unquote, were even quite scary at times. And now a new work has been announced. Haley's on it is often referred to as Rick and Morty-like show, but it comes from Disney, where someone from the future tries to help the non-hyperactive girl, Haley. They try to assist her in completing her to-do list because in the end, the fate of the heroine is to repeatedly save the Earth, innovate, and kiss a boy. Yeah, in short, I must say it's not a masterpiece, but it has a charm, and I hope there won't be any episodes with a pool or body swapping. But who knows what might be inside? You never know. The formula seems to be the same. Not your typical girl, her adventures, and possibly a growing lore. However, unlike Disney's other projects after Gravity Falls, featuring stars, owls, and amphibians, I haven't noticed any works that could interest me as much as Gravity Falls did. Of course, I will continue to follow new projects, but it's sad to realize how quickly time flies. It feels like Gravity Falls just aired on TV recently, and before I knew it, 11 years has passed, and even the era of Gravity Falls-like cartoons came to an end. I don't know what Disney will try to surprise us with in the future, but I hope that story-driven projects won't disappear forever. And maybe they will someday return. After all, even after 7 years, the era of Teen Titans-style sequels practically vanished. As if replacing the previous era of Cartoon Network reboots, Disney seems to have decided to jump on the train and either continue or reboot long-known franchises like Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, we already know about it. They promise many new episodes. So we're likely waiting for the future era of Disney reboots, but there is no need to be overly critical about it, because the latest DuckTales reboot turned out to be surprisingly interesting, dramatic, and story-driven. The new Ducks are among the best reboots I've ever seen. They even unite various other Disney projects, and I can already see fans asking for Darkwing Duck to be continued or rebooted, especially since his version appeared in these Ducks. And very touching finale, which consistently touched upon the importance of family throughout the show. Yeah, it was well done. I definitely give this reboot a thumbs up. Yeah, that's for sure. And moreover, it's worth noting that DuckTales also resembles Gravity Falls in many key aspects. A hyperactive girl with a grappling hook, a boy seeking answers to mysteries but somehow divided into 3 guys, an old grandpa, and a plot full of references, riddles, and serious themes. However, it should be said that Ducks are actually a reboot, not an actual work like Star vs. the Forces of Evil or Owl House. So there is no need to write off Disney TV animation completely. While it seems that DuckTales is not currently inspiring Gravity Falls, who knows, maybe Alex Hirsch will return and make a 3rd season of Gravity Falls. Who knows? You never know. And the news and rumors about it circulate every year. There's even channels that upload videos like Season 3 of Gravity Falls is coming soon every 3 months, gathering 300 or 500,000 views and then repeating the same thing a couple of months later. So guys, Gravity Falls is still a force, you know, but it's not just a Gravity Falls. As for several years now, there have been rumors on the internet about the new project from Alex Hirsch. Just for the sake of his name, everyone decided to watch Inside Job. And the initial PR campaign of the same Owl House was somehow based on the fact that Alex Hirsch in relationship with Dana Terrace, who makes Owl House. How this affects the quality of the 2-season animated series, of course, remains a guessing game for fans, but I remember all these news and rumors. So let's see what the future holds together. Therefore, I ask you to leave many comments here, because I need them like a fish needs water, you know? Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go and take a nap.